open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. How was your feeling? Can I have any feedback?
I kind of felt drowsy in the middle, and because I just had come back from outside and probably felt a little tired. Had some tea, a little heavy, I guess. So that's the reason why I felt a little drowsy in the middle. But after that, I again brought back my attention to what you were saying. And I was leaning, so probably I leaned up and then it didn't lean, so that probably helped me. And after that, it was good. After that, I could feel at the center. That's usually how I meditate. So after that, it was good.
Well, you can also try this technique during your day too.
Sorry?
You can try the technique that you feel comfortable to use during the day, whenever you feel like a...
Yeah, I usually play. There is an app from Mind Stories, and it plays Sama Arang every hour. So that app really helps. Every hour it says Sama Arang, and then I know that I have to focus on the center, and that app is really helpful.
It also helps me.
Yes.
Because when we get to something, we want to do it fully, completely there. And then sometimes we don't know that we need a break. Samarahang is like a sign of a break. Each time when I hear the reminding sound, I just, okay, I'm gonna take a break.
True, yes.
So for those who don't download the app yet, it is recommended.
I can send you the link of the app if you guys are
But I
interested.
don't have the link now. Okay. Well, today I think I am going to talk about the topic that you said earlier. I don't know if some of you have ever had the problem when you stay with someone or not. Or you just live in your studio alone. If our life works always that way, these tips won't help you much. But if you still need, or you are still living in the sharing space, this tip will help you a lot how to live and stay with others peacefully. May I ask you, I know if some of you have already learned about the four responsibilities. Oops. Okay. Can you see the slide? Okay. Before starting to talk about this topic, these are four things that we have to take care in life. You can say if you don't feel agree, okay? When we live our life, there are these kind of responsibilities that we have to take care. For example, our health, our relationship, of course, our pocket money, and also our life goal. Think about your life that you live each day, how you organize your time for this kind of responsibilities. If you organize properly, of course, you will have 6 hours to sleep and also maybe 2 hours to take care of your body, like having shower, stretch your body, and also eating or going to toilet. These are kind of responsibilities that you have to take care for yourself, right? If you, for example, if you eat healthy food and you don't go to the toilet, would it be a problem? Right. So these are the things that you have to take care. You don't need like to do it. I don't really know that how you spend your time for this part of your life. If you look back to yourself, you will know it that how good you are at taking care of your body. Of course, as the Buddhism always teach the law of karma, you reap what you sow. If you don't take care of your physical body well, of course, one day you will find yourself at the hospital. Am I right? Well, the second responsibility that I'm going to talk about is the relationship. Of course, we can stay healthy, but how would you feel if you don't have any relationship with anyone? Can you live alone in this big world? Maybe. Sometimes we think like that, but it is partially true. If you, for example, there are also people who are introverts. They don't need much people, but they still need some people in their life, right? They choose someone important to their life, and then for others, they don't care about it at all. But they still have some relationships. This part, think about it. If you are really healthy and you don't have any relationship, you don't have friends, you have only 3 beautiful environments, you won't feel completed, right? The third part is the economy. You may be healthy, you may be good in your relationship, but if you are poor, will you be happy? You want to buy beautiful screen or a very powerful computer, but you are poor. You cannot fulfill your dreams by money. You won't be completely happy, right? And the last part is the spirituality or the life goal. We normally talk about the health, relationship, and money. But we always forget that our life also needs something to fulfill spiritually. If you look at the social media, most of the topics talking on Twitter, on the Facebook, or on the YouTube, there are always the first 3 topics, but very less content of spirituality or the life goal is talk. This is the missing part of the, I would say, humankind. Sometimes when we talk about spirituality, we talk about the religions, belief, and sometimes we try to confront and have conflict with others. Mine is better and your words, which is not true, right? So these are the 4 responsibilities that we have in life. If we can complete these 4 things, we'll be happy. You may believe or not, it's up to you. But today I'm talking about the relationship. Do you think that relationship is hard to handle? Okay, okay, I will keep going. The relationship is important too, because we don't live alone in this world. We have the relationship all around. At least we have relationship with our families, our parents, or our colleagues, or people around. Even if sometimes we don't know them, as someone passing along the road, we don't know them, but we still share something with them, right? Well, this is important thing too to take care about. And the, how to say, the intention, my intention about talking this topic, it is maybe suit, it would maybe suit to the people who share space with others, might be students having roommates, or like a guy staying with sharing space, or even the family. Because sometimes we can't stay alone, and even if we want to stay alone, but sometimes it is unavoidable. So these would be the tips that I am going to share with you. Sorry, excuse me. The important foundation of any relationship, I would say, is all about what comes first is the truthfulness. Or you would say satya. Do you know what does it means? Satya can be translated to truthfulness, commitment, or sincerity as well. In any relationship, if there is no truthfulness or the sincerity, that relationship doesn't work. Do you like people who lie to you? Do you like people when they are in front of you, they are really kind, they are really good, but behind they are hiding something that can hurt you? Do you think that relationship will really work? So the first foundation of any relationship, I would say it is the truthfulness or the subject. The second is the empathy. Even if you are truthful, you don't aim to hurt anyone in any relationship. You say the truth all the time, but sometimes truth can also hurt, right? Think about it. When you when you go to the toilet and you forget to flush the water, and the friends come later, they notice that, okay, they are really angry that you forget to flush. And then they come to you, hey, you forget to flush the water. It is really smelly. I am not really happy at all with the anger. Will you feel happy to stay with this kind of person? Right? When you want to have a good relationship, empathy is also important. The empathy can be translated into put yourself in other people's shoes, right? If you, for example, even if you notice that, okay, this guy, I have to tell or to warn him something, but he is really in a very bad emotion, or in a really bad situation, you would consider that it is the right time to talk about this. Or if you have to say now, you would choose the right word, to talk to him, to lift him up. You see how important is the empathy. The third thing that I would say is the patience. Of course, when you work, patience sometimes won't be that important, but for relationship, it is very important. Because as I mentioned earlier, that sometimes truth and empathy doesn't work. You have to wait the situation to be improved first, and then you can take action later. Well, these are the things from my opinions important for the relationship. Well, for the 6 tips that I bring to you are the compassion first. Why the compassion is important for cohabitation or for living together. Do you think that when we live with someone and we don't really wish the good things to happen to them, or we want to take some benefits from them, this kind of relation will work? Never. Never. Compassion comes first. Compassion also included the tolerance, patience, forgiveness, and also gratitude or appreciation. I'm wrapping up these first things, these three first things: verbal action, words, and mind. Compassion always comes from the mind first. If you don't have good intention for anyone, you should not stay with them. For example, if you don't have the intention in mind, of course your words will, your words, you won't care about what the people are listening to you. You can say trash word to them sometimes. Of course, when you say trash word or hate speech to anyone, the relationship will be the problem. You have the problem in that relationship. Nobody like hurtful words. We always like endearing words. And the action comes later. Do you agree? Well, for the fourth element, I would say the sharing. It is important because when we live together, we cannot hold our belongings all the time. Sometimes when we live in the sharing space, like when you have the microwave in the common room for the reception room, and if you say that it is yours, and if someone just use it and you feel angry to them, how it would work? You have to be open and really you should really have compassion as the initial intention. Well, when you got something good, you should share to develop your relationship with others. And the fifth element is the lifestyle. This is going to be more important. When we live together, lifestyle should be adjusted. For example, I will bring some example. Lifestyle. For example, if I like to go out in the night, and my friend, he slept at 8 p.m. Do you think that we are going to live happily together? Maybe, but not 100% at all. When I come back in the morning, my friend will get up, do everything completely done, and then he leaves to the work. When he come back, for example, at 6, I'm going out. we don't have any relationship among us. We just, how to say, two people staying in the same space, we don't have any relationship. Even if I get hurt or I get some accident, he won't know, he can help me. Or even if he got some trouble and he is going to suicide, I wouldn't know. You see? This is the lifestyle that should be, how to say, a little bit similar or trying to adjust it a little bit. So if you don't have someone the same lifestyle, you will see the problem by yourself. For example, I'm not going to develop more. If you have questions, you can ask me later. For the last one, will be the purpose of life. For those who stay together, you have to have the same way of the purpose of life. Because when you have the same purpose of life, everything in life will go together. Your relationship can be improved easily. For example, as I am a monk, I do believe in the law of karma, the cause and the consequences. Of course, I will be aware of my action because I know that what I do right now will give fruit in the future. If I am dirty guy, of course, I won't have I won't have the healthy body. I will be smelly. Nobody will love me. And even if I try to send my application around, no people will accept me because I am dirty guy. I will be aware of my actions. If I live or I share the space with someone who don't believe that the consequences exist, of course they will live their life at their full, full scale. They will not care about me, even if I have any problems. They will do whatever they want. I am being aware of my action. They don't, he is not aware at all. He just do what he wants. So of course it will cause the conflicts among us. I'm talking about the only two persons living together. If we live together with more than one people, think about it, how complicated it's going to be. So these are the, these are the criteria that I would share with you, that if you want really to prosper or develop your relationship in the sharing space, these are the criteria that you have to look. If okay, right now we don't have much choices, but if we can still adapt ourselves to have like a closer difference, would be better. But if we can choose, would be best. Excuse me. So for the things that I would, the last thing that I would share with you is all about the activity that will help to improve the relationship in sharing space. You can try by yourself. There are lots of things, but one thing that I would recommend you, it is the Japdi. Japdi is in Thai, it means catching goodness in others. If you live your life with anyone and you don't see good things in them, you will have the problems. Because our mind always spot the impurity. When you look at the people, when you don't see the goodness in them, you will catch the bad. And whenever they did bad things, it's going to be developed more and more. It's getting bigger. The problem, even if like I didn't flush the toilet, can start with that, but later on can be developed as, okay, you are not organized, you are a bad guy, you drink alcohol, you are really egoist like that. And then you will see more and more the imperfect in them, which you will end up with a broken relationship. Well, how meditation helps? As I say that, the relationship always needs, the relationship needs three things: truthfulness, empathy, and patience. When you meditate, you use all these qualities. When you meditate, your mind is getting purer and, how to say, and clearer, so you can see the things better. When you see yourself better, how you are feeling, how your relationship around are, you will see everything, bad side and good side. You will be able to choose what you want to choose. If we are not aware of ourselves, we will let ourselves driven by our, how to say, bad side, from the kilesa, from the defilement, greed, anger, and delusion. If we are not aware, think about it. Our mind always go to the bad side. When we practice meditation, it's like we are developing our brake. When we are aware that we are being driven to the bad side, we can, okay, decide to brake. Okay, I'm stop here, and this is what I want to do. When we see that, okay, this is the bad thing, we should catch the goodness instead of the badness of other people. Of course, the end would be different. This is the important, and how the relation between meditation and relationship is. And for the 6 tips that I gave to you, you can pick it to use in your life. If you don't feel compassion with your surroundings, you'll be a problem. If you don't share something with your friends or people around, you might be spotted as a bad guy, like an egoist. If you forget to adjust yourself to the, how to say, more appropriate lifestyle, you will be spotted as the bad guy too. And if you don't live in the same purpose of life, one day the relationship will end. If you practice this kind of thing and you try to adjust yourself with your friends to, I don't know, doesn't mean that you have to adjust it to be perfect. But if you start to adjust a little bit and don't stop, even if one day we have to separate or we have to go on our destiny, we will still keep the good connection with them. Anytime when we see things in life, we will remember them. And even if one day we have to re-meet again, we will have the positive feeling together. So it is, I would say, this kind of tips will help you to have a more sustainable relationship with your friends or the people you are sharing your life with. Well, this is all I prepare to share with you. And I hope that you will learn a little bit about this kind of thing. Do you have any question?
I don't really have a question, but I just wanted to say I think the idea of looking for goodness in other people is really important. I think that's a great insight. It's the only way that we can really get along with each other. And I see so many people who are always looking for to get mad about, or, you know, something to be disappointed in. And it's just really important to to keep that positive attitude, I think, when you interact with other people. Otherwise, you know, what do you have? It's just the ego going around looking for a conflict, right?
Yes, that exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a great insight. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. In the temple, we have like an exercise that our master gave to us. It is like the homework that we have to do every day, especially in my department. We have like an activity that we have to catch the goodness to our collaborators, our colleagues every day. It really helps me to uh, to work better, because when I see that okay, these people they are good, but sometimes they are not good at that thing, but they are willing, so I can skip the mistake, like a little mistake like that. So okay, if you don't know, I know better than you, I'm gonna teach you. I'll take the time to teach you, to lift you to my level, so that in the future we don't have this kind of problem anymore. You can take it for your own, use it in your life.
Thank you. That's a great idea.
Any question? Okay, I think okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we will have to like probably end the session now. And yeah, I mean, to wrap up today's session about how to, you know, establish peace among your loved ones. I also really appreciate the tips that you gave me, especially the lifestyle tips. I could relate it when I was, you know, studying in US at Alabama, where we used to have friends, and it was same thing that you had, you know, told that, you know, probably it's my night shift to go out, and then when I come home, then probably my friend, it's time for him to go to college, and probably we never used to get to see each other more often. You know, everyone were busy, you know, going for college, working, earning money, and everyone lives in their own world. You know, and there was so much. I would say the opposite of peace. You know, like the trash is there in the kitchen, nobody's cooking. You know, even sometimes. You know, the rice is there for 3-4 days, and you know, you start getting all those insects in the rice, and nobody's like doing anything. You know, they're all on their own, and it's such a mess, I would say. You know, like when you do not get to interact, you even don't get to talk to your friend that why did you do this, you know, and then someone eventually has to, you know, clean it up. So I can see the mess going on when there is no proper interaction, and probably someone would do that thing, right? And then they would feel like, okay, nobody's going to know that I made a mess, and they're going to make a mess and go on their own way. So I can see like how it can create conflicts, and it used to bring a lot of conflicts between among our friends, that who's going to throw the trash or who's going to cook today, you know. So there used to be a lot of conflicts, and during that time, you know, I was not introduced to meditation. I knew nothing about it. It's just been a year or so that I've been practicing this. But had I known during that time, then probably the life of our friends would have been better, I would suppose. But you know, it was a lot of messy, and we used to have a lot of conflicts during those times. But I can totally relate that how, you know, adjusting the lifestyle and kind of helping each other, and you know, cleaning stuffs, and really empathizing on each other. The things that you're saying really make sense, you know. And I wish I had got to learn these things earlier, but anyways, it's never too late, I guess. So having said that, it was a very good session, and I really appreciate the time.
That.
Hopefully we'll get to hear more of your sessions in the future as well. So thank you so much. And before we leave, I think we would like to pay you respect. So let's pay respect to the teaching monk by bowing 3 times. So bow first time, bow second time, and bow third time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for